Hello guys, welcome back to another episode with Review Bros. We're obviously going to be reviewing another pre-workout today. You know what it is, don't you?
No, what one is it?
You know what one it is.
No, what one?
You know what one.
No.
You're making me irate! Okay, so yeah, we're going to move into the taste and mixability sort of section of this pre-workout review. I'm just going to start by saying I rate this pre-workout. And we're going to go through the flavours. What flavour have we got here?
So we have pineapple mango, which from experience it is nice, but we are just going to refresh our memories in a minute and let you know about it. So
I've got the other flavours up here, so I'm reading it straight off here because there's quite a few flavours, so that's a very good advantage in terms of you're bound to like one of them. So they do grapeade, raspberry lemonade, strawberry pineapple, pineapple mango, Braxton sour pals, Skittles, blue raspberry slushy, sour watermelon patch, mystery flavour, which I don't know what that tastes like.
the same as in Wild.
Yeah, it should be. Dweebs and zombie blood, so a lot of choices there for you to try.
And I do think a lot of them are the same as what Wild comes in.
Yeah, I do
Whether they're
too.
the exact same or not is a different question. They might taste slightly different. Smells nice.
Looks plain like Wild did. No, they don't put a lot of colours or preservatives into their pre-workouts by the looks of it. But
yeah, which is good because we don't care what colour it is, do we?
no. Mixability looks brilliant.
Yeah. Nice. Not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all.
What would you like? I would say it does taste quite accurate.
Pineapple mango, I'd say.
Mm.
Similar, well, it's the same flavour as the Assassin, but it does taste a bit nicer than that, a bit more sweet.
Yeah, we gave Assassin a 2.5, didn't we, or 2?
A 3.
Did we?
Yeah, we gave that a 3 out of 5. So this,
I would say this
3.5.
Yeah, I would.
And some of the flavours look a lot more appetising to us. We'd choose like Skittles or Braxton Sour Pals or...
They'd be hitting 4s and 5s, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I reckon a lot of people do really rate the flavours of these pre-workouts, and I can see why.
Yeah.
So mixability is brilliant.
3.5 then, we'll settle on. So moving into the price segment with Irate.
We'd like to start obviously by thanking Juggernaut Nutrition for sending this out.
Yeah.
Now I will just say that it can be quite difficult to get hold of it. Actually, to be honest with you, I don't know if it's a website glitch, but currently on the Juggernaut website I can't find Irate. You can click on it, but I can't add it to the basket like I can with, say, Wild or Disturb or any of their other products. Obviously, that being an American company, it can be quite difficult to get in Europe and other areas of the world, but we will try. I know that Body Shop Pro do stock them, and they stock them in euros, which is 37.87, which when we translate that into pound coins, it's £33.43. That's the price of it. That works out per serving because there's a 30 serving per tub, and that's 30 like straight servings. It's not you can double up. That's just 30 servings. That's quite good. Is £1.11 per serve, which is good. It's actually a 3.5 out of 5 on our scale, so it's actually, you know, a good pre-workout.
Especially considering what's in it.
Yeah, one very interesting ingredient that some of you will be hyped about. So stay tuned for the ingredients section.
Hello guys, just got back from a very, very nice shoulder day where I will say we didn't actually want it to end. We just kept training. We did about 6, 7, 8 things for shoulders, which
really,
is
really good, really good.
Overkill, good mental mindset to train. Yeah, we loved it, didn't we?
Yeah, really good.
So let's dive into the ingredients before we come back around to that anyway.
We'll do quick comparisons with Wild, because we've got Wild here. We've already done the review on Wild. If you haven't seen it, then go and check it out. We're going to try and compare the two a bit, to a degree. Yeah. And we'll let you know at the end what one our favourite one is and why, really.
Yeah. So let's dive in. So under the nitrous oxide complex blend, we have, first up, citrulline malate 2:1 ratio, 5,000 milligrams.
Yeah, so it is still a good dose of it.
Yeah.
It's a bit less than wild by 1,000 milligrams, so not a lot, only a gram between the two. That's obviously, as it says, a nitric oxide booster and a pump inducer. So it's going to get you those pumps in the gym.
Lovely jubbly. Next up, we have your Himbine, the HCl one at 2.5 milligrams.
Which also, again, helps with blood flow. We call it your Himbone for a reason. Yeah, that Irate, it does contain that, wild does not.
That's worth noting. So we're into the Power Strength blend now, and first up is beta alanine 2.5 milligrams, which is down on the average, right?
Yeah, so the average I like to see for a serving is 3.2. This got the same amount as the wild, so 2.5. It's a bit hit and miss with these, both of them, I'd argue, in the fact that some days we really do get the tingles and some days we just don't, and today was one of the days where we didn't really. I don't know what reason that is. You know, maybe it's not mixed as well. Who knows? But 2.5 still definitely does get the job done. It'll still have the benefits of, you know, lactic acid buffering, etc.
Definitely. Next up, creatine HCl 1.5 milligrams.
Which is the same. That's obviously going to give you that strength, give you that pump, get the water volume into the muscle cells. Decent enough amount. I've seen more, don't get me wrong. You know, you couldn't take this as a standalone creatine product. You'd have to supplement with creatine on top.
This would be a top up,
Yeah.
Moving into the Energy and Focus blend, we have first up caffeine citrate at 150 milligrams.
Which is 50 milligrams more than wild. Caffeine obviously being a stimulant. Citrate does take a bit longer to kick in than a regular type.
So that's to draw out the effects of it, really.
Yeah.
Next up, caffeine anhydrous, 150 milligrams.
Which again is that is now the same as wild. That's just the main sort of general caffeine type. So yeah, there's 50 milligrams more caffeine in total in Irate, so there's a bit more stimulant in that regard.
And last up on the list, the very hyped and controversial ingredient known as DMAA, but listed as 1-3 dimethylaminoalanine 70 milligrams.
So this is the most important point of the thing. It's the main difference between the two. DMAA, as you know, banned worldwide. Very potent, very extremely potent form of stimulant. For those of you who want something to reference against, the original Jack 3D per serving only had 24 milligrams of DMAA, and this has 70, so it's a very powerful form of pre-workout. It's not the highest we've had. We've had Rocky KO, which goes up to 100, and that blew our minds.
Yeah, like
that
probably getting into unhealthy regions.
So the main difference between the two, I just want to say, there's 120 milligrams. 160 milligrams, two different types of DMHA in this pre-workout, 70 milligrams of DMAA in the Irate. And then we're going to compare the feelings and thoughts on both of those and see what comes out on top.
Okay, so upon taking the pre-workout, it does say to leave it 20 to 30 minutes pre-workout before you start training once you've taken it. I will admit I felt really, really focused and high mentally, a good high, after sort of 20 minutes of taking it on the drive down to the gym. Did you feel the same? Yeah, definitely. I think we actually took longer. I find with a lot of these exotic stim pre-workouts that you should probably wait at least 40 minutes really for it to kick in properly. And it is important to be doing as little as possible during that kick-in time. And I find that with all pre-workouts in general. If you're busy doing stuff or you don't have the right amount of kick-in time, then the pre-workout just, it doesn't mentally fire you up. As Craig said, we smashed shoulders to bits today. We got some PBs in there. Still feel mentally now, ready to train now. Really is a strong pre-workout in terms of mental stimulant. We didn't even want to leave the gym. No, we did more exercises than normal. We feel like we could go back down there and get legs done. You 100%. Know. Yeah, really good in terms of focus. The best part about this as well is it doesn't make you feel unhealthy. Like not like you'd think it might do. So our heart wasn't racing. we didn't get any cold sweats or any of that horrible
side
effects.
Not unhealthy to that degree.
No.
I've used this quite a lot of times, probably like a good 5, 10, probably, you know, sort of coming on 10 times now myself. It is a really strong pre-workout. It's so potentially not one that you'd use all the time.
No, you'd more want to use Wild more often than this.
Yeah, the reason being is because of its potency with that Dmaa, you know, that it's banned for a reason. Well, I say that, but...
we haven't had any, you know, issues with it.
Yeah, the focus is fantastic, and in fact, we should move into the score.
Yeah.
Which we've agreed on. So we did give, if you remember, do go check out the Wild review and we explain why. But that's DMHA. We gave that a 4.5 out of 5 on effects. Yeah. Irate, we do have to say for effects, is definitely higher.
Yeah.
Is it a 5 out of 5? It's super, super arguable. But we are going to settle on 4.75
on the basis that it doesn't hit you like a kick in the face like some of the 5 out of 5s like Rocky KO and Assassin. Like you don't feel like wow, but it's a nice level of high.
Yeah,
kicking,
really good,
but not so much that you feel unhealthy.
No, I still feel buzzing now.
Yeah.
Would definitely recommend that. It's a very good pre-workout. Very, very good.
And the price for what you're getting is unbelievably good. I would happily buy that.
Yeah, it's so close to being a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
It's so close, I'm telling you. And for some of you, it may well even be a 5 out of 5. So, myself personally, I prefer Irate over Wild.
Me too, 100%.
But I'd probably use Wild as my everyday.
Yeah.
And then that may be for the days where I'm doing back or legs.
Where you need a bit more kick up the arse, basically. A bit more.
But they are very close.
Yeah. There's not much, as you saw, there's not really much that separates them on the ingredients list apart from the DMHA, DMAA. Apart from that, they're very close. And this one, interestingly, doesn't have black pepper extract, which, as you know, is the absorption ingredient, which that one does have. Which we don't know why they've excluded it from this, do we?
No, we're not too sure. And that might be why we didn't feel the beta-alanine as much, but it's very hard to comment on that.
Yeah.
Very hard. So for that question, Irate versus Wild, Irate's the more powerful one, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Wild is perhaps the more healthy, the more happy one.
Yeah, 100%.
So let's go through our final verdict. Okay, so we're going to move into the final verdict where we run through our scores and just really recap it all off. So we gave the price a 3.5 out of 5 because it is very good in terms of price. £1.13 ago, was it, or £11?
Yeah.
£11.
Taste was a 3.5 as well, so solidly above average.
Yeah, and the effects were a 4.75.
Yeah.
So that's 11.75 out of 15, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It really is good.
It's such a good all-rounder, you know. It's good for price. Taste is nice. They do a nice selection of flavours.
Yeah, I think
effects good.
If I was to look back on this review, I'd probably say we was a bit harsh on taste, even.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the same, but
probably like a 3.75 or 4.
Yeah, because it is with. It's very hard to rate taste because, as you know, everyone's going to think differently.
It's a bit bland and boring, but it's a nice bland and boring, if that makes sense. It's not like...
It mixes perfect, it doesn't froth, it doesn't repeat on you. It's not the sort of one you have to drink slowly and you know, because you don't like the taste of it, you can quite happily down that. And, yeah. So, should we go for a 3.75 in hindsight?
Yeah.
So that brings the score up to what?
12 out of 15.
12 out of 15.
Which is actually... I think that's our highest rated pre-workout overall.
Is it?
I can't remember one that's hit higher than a 12 out of 15 since we've started the style of review.
That's a point.
So again, Juggernaut Nutrition, thank you very much. We hope to try some more of your products. I think that sums it up really. Yeah. Obviously, just always thank you to you guys for watching, and do subscribe if you haven't already. Yep. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know what your thoughts are on the Irate versus Wild, or your thoughts on Irate in general. Yeah. Cheers for watching. Thanks again, guys. Cheers. See you on the next one.